Hey guys, it's Naushin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about color correcting. So basically I'm going to show you how to hide all those under eye dark circles, blemishes, acne marks, all those bad boys. Generally these dark circles, acne marks or any other dark spots we get on our face, these are sometimes a little bit hard to conceal with the concealer itself because sometimes they are too intense. The pigmentation there is very dark. That's why they still show through if you just use the concealer or if you just try to hide them with the foundation itself. That's where the color correcting takes place. So it's a little bit of advanced level of makeup artistry, but it's not hard to achieve. I will show you guys, I will walk you through step by step with the color wheel and all the color theory so that you can understand all the steps. And it takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of practice, but if you know the correct colors and correct tone, you can conceal any kind of dark circles, any blemishes or acne marks. So before starting, let's talk about the basic color wheel. So you will see the color wheel here. As you can see, all the colors have some opposite color which are marked as complementary color. So what is this complementary color? Complementary colors are the colors that will neutralize or cancel each other out. So we are gonna use these complementary colors for color correcting today. So the blemishes, dark spots, dark circles, all those things, you will notice that they have a blue or purple undertone. So in the color wheel, you will see these blue and purple is complementary to peach and orange. So they are complementary colors. So we need something that has peachy or orangey undertone to correct all those dark circles, blemishes and dark spots. Similarly, if you have any redness problem in your face, you are gonna use the green correctors because red gets cancelled out with green. So if you have any redness, many women get that around their nose for hormonal issues. So this kind of redness you can get rid of with green correctors. I don't have any redness around my face today, so I'm not gonna show the application of green correctors, but I quickly wanted to mention that so that if you have such problem, you can use those green correctors to cancel them out. So at this point, we got to know that we need a peachy or orange corrector to cancel out all those blue and purpleness on our face. But the question is, what tone of peach or orange corrector you need for your skin tone. So there comes the practice and you need to play with it a bit. So you have to understand your skin tone. If you have light to medium skin tone and if you don't have very intense dark circles, you can get away with a light peachy corrector. But if you have medium to darker skin tone with very intense dark circles, you probably need more darker or orangier shade. So you have to pick the corrector that goes with your skin tone a bit. It's kind of like the foundation pick so that the corrector doesn't show through after you use the concealer. So if it is way too pigmented than your skin tone, it will still show through after you apply the concealer. And if it is too light, then it will look ashy and it will not correct properly. So I know it seems a little bit complicated, but I will explain a bit when I will show you guys the application. So the product I'm going to show today is 2 orange correctors and 1 peachy corrector. So this is the Bobbi brown corrector. This is the more like peachy corrector that you can use for less intense dark circles or blemishes. And if you have light to medium skin tone, I would highly suggest to go for peachy correctors. But if you have very intense dark circles and if you have brown to darker skin tone, you can go with these orange correctors. But you have to be very careful using them so that they don't seem very intense and very pigmented. So depending on your skin tone, you have to make it lighter or deeper. So I'll show you 2 orange correctors today. One is from drugstore and one is from high-end. So this is the Elegant Pro Concealer in orange corrector shade, and this is the M.A.C, what does that call? Studio Conceal and Correct Duo. So I'll use the orange side, but I'll mix it a little bit with the yellow just to get my skin tone. So let's start with the application first. So I will show you one of them in each eye. So this one comes with a brush applicator, and Elegant Pro Concealer is in fact very pigmented. So what I do is I just take it in my hand to make it a little bit less pigmented, and sometimes I just mix a little bit of concealer with it just to make it my correct shade. If you have any like other light peachy color corrector, you can mix that too. So as you can see, it's not too pigmented now, and I get something a little bit like darker peach color, and my hands are clean, so I'm gonna use it right under my eyes now. By the way, I have applied my foundation already, but I haven't applied anything else. So as you can see, I'm just dabbing it. So I'm not dragging it like this because the skin under our eyes are very delicate, so you don't want to drag it like this because that will cause premature aging. So I'm focusing mostly on the inner corner where I have the dark circle, and also under my eyes. I'm just focusing on the places where I can see my dark circle. So I don't want to bring it down here because I don't have any darkness here. So just focus on the place where you need the correcting, otherwise it will be hard to hide. As you can see, I have applied this in one eye. Then in my another eye, I will use the MAC corrector. So again, the same thing. I will take it on my hand, the orange corrector, because it's a little bit more intense for my skin tone. So here I have mixed two colors, the orange and the yellow one. And again, just dabbing it with my finger. Make sure that your fingers are clean. So at this point, if you have very dark acne spots or blemishes, you can go with this orange corrector and take a pencil brush or any other small defined brush and just spot conceal all the spots. But I don't have that much blemishes at this moment, so I think like I will not go with such dark orange corrector today. So I will go with a light peachy corrector. So this one is the Bobbi brown corrector. And with this pencil brush, I will just pinpoint conceal the stuff. And I'll go a little bit around my lips because it's hard to talk when you are applying this. So I'll go a little bit around my lips because I have some dark areas around my lips. I can use my finger for that. This is much bigger area. And a little bit I will go around my nose. With the warmth of my finger, I'm just dabbing them a little bit. So I will let them sit on my skin and dry, because the orange corrector you need to let it dry before you apply the concealer, because otherwise the orange color will mix with your concealer and it will look straight up orange. So we will wait for 1 to 2 minutes to let it set and dry. Now my correctors are completely dry under my eyes, and now I will use my concealer. So today I'm using this M.A.C Pro Longwear Concealer. I use 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin tone because I like a little bit of highlighting, but you can go by your same foundation shade or lighter, whichever you like. So depending on your preference, whatever you like to use. So I will just create a triangle. As you can see, definitely it's a bit lighter than my skin tone, but I like it this way. So I will use this tapered blending brush Sigma F86, but you can use Beauty Blender or any other brush you are comfortable with. So I'm just pressing and blending. So again, I'm not grabbing them. I am just trying to, push it on my skin. Otherwise, it will ruin all the work we have done. I take a bit on my eyelid just to cancel out the darkness there. As you can see at this point, after even correcting, you won't be able to see my blemishes because I have used the right corrector, so it has neutralized, so I can go just by it, but still I will use a bit of concealer just to make them even out and so that they last long. So that's the key, that if you use the right neutralizer shade, it will mix with your skin, it will neutralize and cancel out the blemishes, and at the same time it will not show through even before concealing. So still I will conceal a bit with this M.A.C Studio Finish Concealer. This is the more creamy form. The reason I haven't used this one under my eyes because this one has more creamy texture, so I would suggest to use a liquidy and more thinner consistency concealer under your eyes, but for other places like blemishes or in other places for correction, you can use any creamy based concealer. So once you are done with all this concealing and correcting, it's very essential to set them and lock in the places. Otherwise, these cream products will slip away within half an hour. So we are gonna take this translucent powder. This is M.A.C translucent powder, and I will set in all the places I have applied the corrector and concealer. So I highly suggest to use a loose setting powder under your eyes, because otherwise if you just use a pressed powder, those powders have some, you know, thicker texture because they have some coverage as well, and they sometimes crease under the eyes. So for under eye area, I highly suggest to use a translucent loose powder without any coverage. But for other places, like in rest of the places, you can use any pressed powder to set the concealer, so that doesn't matter. So again, I'm just pressing and blending, slightly sweeping sometimes to get rid of the excess product, but I'm not grabbing it like this. So it will take away all the work we have done. So you have to be a little bit careful when you apply the powder and these brushes, so that you don't take away the product you have applied. And since I have dry skin, I just apply powder on the places I have used concealer, but if you have oily skin, feel free to use any mattifying powder all over your face, but I just don't need that all over my face because I have very dry skin. So I'm just applying it on the places where I have used concealer. So that's it with the concealing and correcting. I like to use a little bit of highlighting powder under my eyes just to brighten the whole area. So I'm using this Anastasia banana powder. This is totally optional. You can just stop after applying the translucent powder, but I like a bit of highlighting under my eyes. So I'm sweeping it, but I'm just touching my skin very, very lightly. So that's it, guys. As you can see, I have started with very dark, intense under eye circles. I don't have that many blemishes, but my under eye circles were pretty bad. And by using the right correctors and concealer, I have concealed them successfully. Can you see that now? No, right? So that's the key. If you use the corrector shade, you can hide any kind of under eye dark circles, any kind of bad acne marks or blemishes. Trust me, guys. It needs a little bit of practice, a little bit of, you know, playing with the colors, because you need to find out the right peachy or orangey corrector that is appropriate for your skin tone, because otherwise if you use the too light or too darker one, it will still show through or it will not serve the purpose. So that's the key. You have to find out the right peachy or orange corrector shade. But if you know the color wheel, if you know which color will counteract the redness or the blueness, then you can achieve any kind of color correcting. So guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video and found it a little bit helpful. If you still have any kind of question, let me know in the comment down below. I'll try my best to explain them. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel to promote on YouTube and show on YouTube search. So a little thumbs up doesn't hurt, right? A little thumbs up. And I'll get back to you soon with more videos, more makeup talk. Till then, stay well, stay beautiful. Bye bye.